Tom?
Me?
Oh, no, over your shoulder.
No one?
No, it's a reflection off the camera.
No.
There's no one behind John?
No, it was almost like I'd seen an arm behind your head.
Really?
John.
No, there's a huge shadow. I can see that.
Yeah.
No, it was a white, like a proper arm, behind John.
It wasn't a shadow, no?
No, it wasn't a shadow. I thought when you said Tom, I thought, oh, right, it's Tom, but there's no one there.
Tom's to the
Well,
left, Tom's there.
If there's anyone behind me,
Prod.
please show your arm again.
Can you hear me? I promise this is the last time. We just need to make sure that you can definitely hear us. Do you want us to leave this place now? Do you want us to go? If you do, can you give us a sure sign that you can hear my voice? Please.
Something just touched me at the side!
Yes. Come on, let's go out now.
Get out now!
Come on.
Come on. Fucking hell.
What the
Something just pushed me at the side.
You all right? You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Is she okay? You're all right.
No, I'm all right. I'm just on my wrist and my knee.
Well, I was crouched down right in the back, and something came up alongside me, and that's when I screamed.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm shaking like a leaf, my legs are going, you know. Fucking hell.
I took a bed as well.
I'm going back in there tonight. No, it's not happening. I'm sorry. There's just too much going on in there. I will, definitely.
You're all right.
Yeah, fine. Just whack my... What came down?
Hey? Yeah, what's that noise? I thought that was you jumping up.
I thought it was you. What was it?
I heard something move.
Oh, there was a movement, yeah. Go on.
Right, get out. He wants us out. He wants us out.
All the supposed haunted locations were continuously monitored throughout the night, with nothing out of the ordinary to report. We did, however, hear strange knocks and bangs in various places, especially in the generator room. The image of the woman's head in the mirror does seem quite unusual, and at the time, frightened me to death. On the whole, our investigation at the Jamaica Inn was intriguing. Whether it was paranormal is up for debate.
I'm really very, very impressed with the ghostly goings on here at the Jamaica Inn. And it's got more ghosts than even I realised. Possibly the best bit was when I was sitting in the monitor van and I heard this almighty crash and then these screams coming from the generating room, and I came rushing out to see what had happened. I thought someone had actually been injured, but in fact it was paranormal activity. That was incredible. Although I was nowhere near it, my heart was racing, and I was quite excited at what happened.
Now, during one of Yvette's final vigils, it might appear as though she's caught something on camera. Now, this takes the form of what looks like a figure, a head, reflected in the mirror. Now, we've only seen it on the small video camera screens, and it would be interesting to see what it looks like on a bigger screen. So I'm kind of reserving judgment on that until I've seen it properly.
I feel most definitely that the Jamaica Inn is haunted, quite heavily haunted, by some negative and some sweet souls.
Fantastic place. I'm glad we did it. The atmosphere here is brilliant. It's so far out of the way, it gives you a really sort of creepy feeling when you walk into the building, and it's such a legendary place. Overall, it's one I'd highly recommend doing investigations at in future.
When the crew were in the generator room, there are a number of unusual events, most notably things apparently falling from the ceiling. Now, the fact that items fall from the ceiling isn't of itself paranormal, especially when the ceiling is actually quite an old ceiling. You would expect things to fall from time to time.
If that was you that threw something a minute ago, we're not sure if it was, but could you do that again so we understand that you don't want us in this room? Okay.
What seems to be particularly unusual is that those items falling seem to correspond with those times when people were asking questions, asking for a sign. But that could simply be a coincidence.
Something just touched me at the side!
Yes. Come on, let's go out now.
Get out now!
Perhaps the most intriguing incident to happen during this investigation was again in the generator room. And this is when Stuart reported being touched from behind. Now, the fact is that this is a very unusual experience, and we can probably rule out that nobody was behind him. There didn't seem to be anybody behind him. And I'm fairly sure that Stuart wouldn't be lying. He really did have the experience. But we've got no ready explanation for what might have caused that. It could be a paranormal explanation, or there could be some other reason which we haven't been able to figure out yet. Perhaps what's also interesting is that the group respond to it in a very frightened way. They're all very frightened by this. And this could partly be explained by the fact a number of very minor events have happened, and it culminates in this very striking episode, which explains why everybody is very shocked by it.
Our night at Jamaica Inn was fascinating and terrifying, and one that will not be easily be forgotten. Until the next time, sleep tight.
For a chance to go to the Science Museum's IMAX cinema for a spooky film in 3D, have a private ghost walk with Most Haunted Live's Richard Jones, and spend the night at Langham Hotel, just log on to livingtv.co.uk/competitions and answer this simple question. In the latest series, the Most Haunted team visited which European country that's associated with tulips? A. Switzerland, B. Portugal, or C. Holland? But stay tuned to Living TV, because coming next, it's Most Haunted Extra.